Alright, so today in this video, it is the first week of summertime. We got a lot going on. I am a little bit all over the place, but either way, I definitely want to make some progress on the Camino. I'll fill you in on what's going on the giveaway because that closed out. Shout out to everybody that got a key tag and wanted to participate in that. And let's just get started, man. It's going to be a little bit chill, laid back, but we got to get started either way.
And now, you're watching the Self Checkout on the Low BOGO channel of YouTube. Welcome to BodeVision.
Hey, so what is up and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me yet again on another video. So a little bit later on, I will touch base on what's going on with the Accord, show you that master list and all of that stuff. So I think I need to start to focus on getting the doors on this thing. I need to cut out some more stuff where the bars went right in that area right there. I still have some metal that I need to cut out. I need to take off the front fenders because there's some metal over here. Alright, so now that we have this area cleared out, I want to go ahead and see what's going on with the doors. I want to see what they're talking about. God, dude, why are you doing that, man? I think when the camera is like in here and the bright light from outside, I think that's when it gets confused. Let me go grab the door and we'll see what's going on with that. Alright, so right now we have a really good thing going. We got the doors on here, and really quickly, dude, I wanted to show you this. Check this out. What I just noticed on the wall. It is officially summertime over here in Central Florida. It is what it is. Let me keep it rolling. I'm gonna grab the fenders, see how the fenders look on this. It's gonna be really cool to kind of see this entire thing as one unit, from the rear to the door to the fender. Then we can wrap around. I'd like to maybe put the hood on too, rip off this bumper. That'd be pretty cool to get that out of the way and keep this thing rolling. Come on. I should have kept the fenders in the shop if I was gonna put them back on right away, but I didn't think about it, so it is what it is. All right, that looks pretty good right about there. We got this guy over on this side. Oh. Bro, and I did not realize this entire front end from the factory, or I don't know if it's from the factory, I assume it is, has all kinds of shims and spacers and all kinds of crazy stuff. I don't know if that's just a G-body thing or what it is, but the stuff that I'm used to doesn't have all that crap. It's kind of annoying because there are different amount of spacers in different areas, and I don't like that. Alright, now let's see what the grill's got going on. I saw that you could put like a Monte Carlo front end on these, but then I kind of saw that there was a company, I guess Choo Choo Customs, that made like a Monte Carlo front end style. It's using the Monte Carlo headlight bucket and whatnot, but then the fenders kind of adapt. So I was thinking about going that direction, but to be honest, I don't know if I will or not, because I do have to buy a grill. There's a couple things I have to buy anyway, so I was thinking if I had to buy some stuff, let me see if I can find some cool used stuff on Marketplace maybe. So we'll let my cheap pockets determine which direction we'll go with this front end. I'd like to do something cool, but I also don't want to spend too much money. You know how it goes. All right, so we got this thing really coming together. We got the door, we got the fender, we got the front end. The hood should fit like exactly how it should, because the back width and the front width should be right. Let me rip off that Honda bumper, then maybe we can see what we can do with the El Camino bumper on how we can get it on here, because that's what I'd like to see. The hood and bumper are all that's left. So as I'm getting this kind of figured out and settled, what's up, Lola? Bro, when it is this hot outside, she'll hang outside for a little while, but ultimately she's just gonna wanna go in after she gets too hot. So anyways, let me walk you through my creative process, or I don't know how creative it is, it's just what's going on in my head. So when I picked up the El Camino, the front bumper and back bumper, that's just what you got going on, huh? The front bumper and back bumper were not on the car at all, so I wasn't familiar with what goes on or how it goes or anything about it. So I brought it to the front. There's a little area. I got that straddled in between the grill. I thought that looked pretty good. But then I came around to the side and I see that it is nowhere at all near where it needs to be. So what I figured out was I just had to look up some pictures. I had to look them up on the good old Google. What I'm going for essentially, chill out, man. What I'm going for essentially is this line right here, that body line has to line up with this body line right here. So that's kind of my goal. And the only way that I could figure that out was by looking at some other photos and references. So I got to get a shorter jack and try to bring this down to there, and then I think it'll fit a lot better. Whenever I looked at anything on images, I saw that I could see my entire grill piece right here sitting above that guy right there. So just to show you, I don't always have all of the answers. All the time I gotta look stuff up and get it figured out and kind of mess with it and change it as I go. I was hoping I could use those big boy jack stands because they really support this. You know, these don't so much, but let's see if we can get this swapped out and not hurt ourselves or the dog. Alright, so that came down. What's going on over here? Oh, we're falling. Oh, we're falling. Oh, Lola, we're falling. What the heck is going on? Alright, it's getting better as it's getting worse. Yeah, now these jack stands don't support this guy like they need to. Need you to support me like a single mom. Come on. Okay, that's something right there. We're improvising. We're making changes as we go. Supporting all of the single moms in different areas. Because that's what I do. Okay. So that'll support that there. I don't like this. I don't like the way this whole front end fits. That to me is getting a little bit closer. But now I don't get it, man. This whole front bumper just looks too wide. And even though this front bumper is the right front bumper, because this gap right here, all right, man, chill out. This gap right here is huge, and it's huge on both sides. I know a lot of people, they'll cut the bumper in the center and section it in order to make it look a little bit better, but I don't see why from the factory it would be so goofy. I'll get this figured out. I mean, we're looking closer, but dude, it looks not that good. Look at this. So we have this big old gap right here, gap tooth bandit. We have that gap over here, which isn't as bad, but it's still not good at all. All right, so now some time has actually passed and I came up with an awesome idea that I'm really happy with now. This isn't an original idea at all. People have been doing this for decades, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to section out the center of the bumper, bring in the sides exactly where I want them, and then that is going to be a really nice alternative. Now I saw that I'm actually missing a piece. There's something called like a bumper gap filler piece. I looked it up. You can get it for $100 on Amazon, but in reality I don't like the way that it looks either way. So if you can see right here, this side being the passenger side, this is what my goal is in the end. We have this fitting nicely right there. The tape that I had all fits nice. This is how it should have been from the factory, in my opinion. Keep in mind, this is how the factory bumper looks. Now if we walk around here, all one clip, what the heck is going on? So this is kind of a good metric of how much needs to come out of the center. We are looking at 3 5/8 needs to come out in order for us to get that in there. But in reality, we want it to shoot underneath it a little bit. So we might be looking at like 3 5/8 minus the thickness of this, which looks like it's 7/8, about 3/4 of an inch. With those numbers, the boring stuff, I'll go ahead and get that figured out. But I just wanted to show you what the plan is. Isn't it crazy how ugly that looks down there? How proper this looks over here. I don't know why. I don't know why it wasn't just set up like that from the factory. Why would you make it so wide to begin with? Maybe for hitting stuff, or I don't know. Who cares? I'm gonna make it look right and I'm going to spend $0. Alright, so let's see what we got going on over here. We got my guy on the driver's side, this guy right here. Now one thing that I've learned through building cars is to be confident with your measurements. So I took a measurement, I cut out that amount, and I'm going to tack it back together. I've not held it up to the car because why waste time, why play with it, why try to get this side lined up and then get this side lined up and then try to draw out the difference. You're just spending a lot of time doing something that is not necessarily needed, because when we tack it together, that's the point where I could either make a change, undo it, make it better, or make it worse. So one thing that I got to keep in mind is this kind of has a crown to it. There's a little bit of an angle to it right up front, so I need to make sure I can still kind of capture that angle. So when I tack it together, I'm just going to line it up as good as I can. Like if I have it down way low, I have gaps right here, but in order for me to close up those gaps, if I lift it up, that creates kind of the arch that we were talking about, and it makes that gap smaller. It does two things actually. So I'm kind of gonna fidget around with it, mess with it a little bit, see how I like it, and then go for it. Tack it together. Now keep in mind, we do not want this gap to be closed. We want there to definitely be a gap in it, because that gap is going to need to be welded. Then once everything's ground smooth, we have one bumper, then we have gap with weld, then we have the other bumper. If we had them butted together, then we ground down the weld, we might risk grinding that weld down all the way and it would be really weak. So I'm gonna go ahead, mess with this for a little bit, get it tacked together, and then throw it on the car for the very first time. If I have to make the bend more or less drastic, I can still do that because right now I am just doing the initial tacks. So right about there, I like it, give or take. Let's get this thing tacked together, throw it on the car. All right, so now that we got it a little bit more than tacked, as you can see, it is looking really good. That looks so much better than it looked before. We still have the right amount of crown, or a crown that I am at least satisfied with. Now, keep in mind, oh, where you going, where you going, where you going? The jack stands aren't gonna make it exactly perfect. It still needs to lift up just a little bit, but you can see right here, that looks really good. That's kind of close. Maybe in the end, this needs to come over another 1/8 of an inch or 1/2 of an inch, quarter, whatever. But either way, that looks really good. I'm super happy with that. And this over here, this is how much actually came out of it. So you'd really never even know. That went there, that's gone. Now these guys are butt together. And for just spending a little bit of time and $0, making it something that I wasn't satisfied with to something that looks really good, nice little factory plus touch. No one would ever know that this was changed unless you really know about El Caminos, and I didn't even know about this enough to notice the difference. So that's what I like, doing a lot of work for people to not even notice, but the people who do notice, they know what's up. And y'all see it. So let me go ahead and put my HTP 220 Pro Pulse welder. This guy is a beast for me for everything that I'm doing. So let me go ahead and put that machine to work, get this welded up, and then we'll figure out how to actually mount this bumper once and for all. Really good stuff, super satisfied with stuff like this. Bro, so how crazy is this thing looking? We have spent weeks working on this car, messing with this car for it to just look like your uncle's dirty old El Camino, but that's how body swaps go, man. It's really cool because it's looking crazy, it's looking crazy, it's looking crazy, and then all of a sudden it just looks like a normal car, but the craziness is underneath, the craziest is the dash, the craziness is the drivetrain and all of that stuff. Now I know at the beginning of this video I said that I was going to hit on the cord and the key tags and all of that stuff. If you purchase your key tag before May 4th, everything has been shipped out. If you purchase it before May 4th and yours has not been shipped out, or you did not get a notification that yours is on the way, there might have been a problem with your address. So go ahead and check your emails for that as well. I had quite a few of you guys with some funky addresses. So along with your key tag is going to be an entry number. If you do not receive your key tag and entry number prior to the giveaway is actually going to be this coming Monday, June the 3rd at 8 p.m. If you do not receive your key tag by then, which a good amount of you guys will not, check the description down below. There is going to be a link where you can see and figure out which number you have. So go ahead and check the description down below so that way you can figure out which number you are. Then Monday, June the 3rd at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if your number is randomly selected, you got the car. And that is it. So that is coming to an end with this. What we got going on, I need to figure out how to secure the bumper. The hood is just sitting there. This is a really loose mock-up. If I kick it, stuff would fall off. The doors are barely even hung on there, but we can kind of get a bigger picture. So if you have any questions with what's going on with the Accord, please do not hesitate to reach out. Thank each and every one of you who participated in that. I look forward to doing another one really soon. Not another LS swapped Honda Accord, but another giveaway would be really cool. So as far as this video goes, let me know what you think of everything. Last week I took a really slow week. I was focusing on doing a lot of family stuff, so I did not get a whole lot of progress done, but I'm looking forward to getting a lot more progress done in the next week and in the next videos. And I'm looking forward to seeing you there. So thank you so much for watching. Like this video, comment, subscribe, do all the stuff. You know what it is, YouTube. I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.